Hi friends. I'll give it a little while to see if anyone arrives in practice today. I'm going to start posting live streams a couple times a week just as my schedule allows, but eventually I may kind of work a regular schedule so you can expect when to join me for class. So I hope that you will join me in the future. And so in the meanwhile, I'm going to wait a little while and see if some folks join us for this practice today. And I'm still learning about running a live stream. So I hope that this practice is beneficial for you, and I'm also able to interact even though I am teaching and practicing along. So welcome to this practice. Hi. Hi, Bipin. Hi, thanks for coming. I'm going to start this practice pretty soon, but I'm going to give it a little bit of time to see if anyone else joins us. It might be a nice practice for us to share what we're grateful for today. If you have anything you want to share that you're grateful for, that would be amazing. Okay, so I'm going to start by welcoming you into a hero pose. So in hero pose, we're going to bring the big toes to touch and sit on the heels. And so if you're just joining me live, we're starting a practice today. We're going to try to go for about 45 minutes in this practice. So you can go ahead and grab your mat and let's get going. So we'll start in hero pose for a centering meditation. And if hero's pose isn't comfortable for you, then you can sit cross-legged and that would also be fine. So I'm Sarah. I hope you enjoy. We'll start with hero pose and bringing your hands together. Joshua. Yeah, he was asking me for a Cobra pose last time. I will do Cobra pose later in the practice. We're starting now in a centering meditation. Bring your hands to heart center and take a moment to close your eyes and arrive here in your body, arrive in your practice, lifting up through the crown of the head and drawing the shoulder blades on the back. And we'll take a moment today to set your intention for this practice today. What do you want to cultivate in this time on your mat? You can let that intention help guide the effort that you're putting in to practice. And let's go ahead and interlace the fingers and press the palms right up toward the sky. Feel that lift of the heels of the hands right up away from the hips. And we're going to lift up and over to the right and feel that opening all along the left side body. The left sitting bone is dropping down, and you can turn your gaze up to the left, breathing there. In the meanwhile, you're pulling your ribs in gently, so you're activating your core. Then press your palms up on your inhale, look up, and on your exhale, we're gonna lift up and over to the left and breathe along that right side. Breathing space into your right side rib, you can look to the right and feel your right sitting bone dropping down toward the ground. And let's come back up to center. Come into a cactus arm, nice open cactus arm. Really fan your fingers wide. And on your inhale, lift your heart, look up. And on your exhale, we're going to take a scarecrow arm, bring your chin toward your chest. Inhale, look up. It's cactus arm. And then exhale, scarecrow arm. So we're waking up and working to wake up the shoulder joints. Inhale, open heart. Exhale, down. I'm going to back up a little bit because we're going to integrate the lower body into that movement. So on your inhale, we're going to stand up on the knees. Cactus arm, look up. Then exhale, it's going to be a scarecrow arm. Pull your belly in, chin to chest. Inhale, root through the tops of the feet. Open your heart, look up. Exhale, sit down. Good. And inhale. So we're moving the body with the breath, really waking up the body. Exhale, chin toward chest. And then reach your hands forward, palms facing up. Sweep your arms overhead. Now the palms face the back of your mat. Take a little back bend. And then come into a tabletop position. We're going to make our way into all fours. Spread your fingers wide. And let's take some cat and cows. On your inhale, drop your belly, look up. On your exhale, press through the tops of the feet and round chin to chest. So move with your breath. Inhale, fan your fingers wide. Exhale, round chin to chest. And one more inhale. And exhale, come into a child's pose. Send your hips toward your heels. So welcome if you're joining me in the live stream. Grab your mat and I hope you can practice with me today. Walk your hands forward. And we're coming into a child's pose. So big toes touch. And breathing space into your back ribs. Now in child's pose, look forward and come up to tented fingers. Lift up your belly and walk your hands all the way to the right as much as you can. So you feel that little bit of crunching through your right side and the space through that left side. Breathing through that left side body. Then walk your hands back, forward, and over to the left, crunching through that left side. Welcome if you're joining me. We're practicing yoga today. So you can join me on your mat or even just on your rug or wherever you're at. So we're in that child's pose, walking hands to the left and breathing through the right side. And then walk the hands back to center. Let's come forward and we'll come all the way down onto the belly. And we'll do that Cobra pose for you. So in Cobra pose, let's take the palms about under the elbows. Drag your hands toward your hips and then lift your chest forward any amount, really strengthening for your back. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders, look up. Exhale, roll down. So we're gonna do that with the breath a couple times. Inhale, rooting through the tops of the feet, looking up, and then exhale, lowering down. Inhale, waving up, and exhale, lowering down. Let's tuck the toes and press up into a tabletop position. And then from this tabletop, stand up on your knees again. We're gonna take the hands to the hips. Now with your hands on your hips, take a big step forward with your right foot and sink your hips down. You can keep those back toes tucked and lightly interlace your hands on top of that right thigh. And let's just let the pelvis sink down. Welcome if you're joining me. I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for complimenting my outfit. Good. And another Cobra pose, we'll get to that. Right now we're in this lunge and we're letting the pelvis drop down and we're drawing our ribs in. And this is great to open up the psoas, the inner thigh area. Good. And then what we're gonna do is start to move the body with the breath. And so we're drawing the inner thighs in, we're gonna send the hips back. We're gonna curl the toes toward the face. And let's stay upright in the body for this. This is Ardha Hanumanasana, it's a half split pose. Good, so gently draw that outside of your right foot toward the outer hip. Now we're gonna move with the breath. So inhale, glide through, sink your hips, look up, and then exhale, send the hips back. And you could fold over that right leg if that feels good, opening your elbows. So see what range of motion is there. Inhale, gliding forward, looking up, and exhale, sliding back. So I really appreciate you being here for this practice. If you're enjoying this practice, please do subscribe to my channel, and I'm doing a lot of free live stream classes when I can, as well as a lot of videos I'm posting at least 3 times a week. So we're gonna fold over that right leg and hold. Your left hip is about over the knee. Good. Let the exhale go all the way out. And then let's inhale forward. Now heel toe your right foot toward the outside edge of your mat and take your right arm on the inside of your right inner knee to heel. And we're gonna stay upright. We're gonna stay upright. Let's take the top of the left foot flat. Let's take our left hand to the upper left corner of your mat, and we're gonna turn left rib to right rib, and the right hand on top of the thigh, and then we're gonna extend the right fingertips up for a twist. If that's too much on your shoulder in the twist, you can take your right hand onto your back instead. We are gonna squeeze and engage your left butt muscle to protect your left lower back there. And we're breathing. Root through the ball of your right foot. One more inhale. And then exhale, take your right arm on the inside of that right heel again. Let's tuck the left toes and lift the left thigh. We're gonna lift the hips, spin that left heel down. It's about heel to heel alignment, and your right toes are pointing toward that upper right corner of the mat for this. We're gonna turn those left toes out a little bit and take your right hand on top of your foot. You can also have the hand on the ankle if that feels better on your body. If it's available for you, left hand comes onto the hip, or you can extend your left fingertips up toward the sky. It's triangle pose. So we're gonna have an imaginary tether from the bottom of the chin to the sternum. Can you guys hear me okay? I hope you guys can hear me. My microphone was a little funny. So we're anchoring through the outside edge of your left foot. And then, so if you can extend your left fingertips up, we're looking at the hand in the air. Let's inhale there. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. And then we're gonna exhale, release your left hand toward the ground. So if you are just joining, please grab your mat and let's practice together. Inhale, extend your fingertips up, look up. Exhale, release your left fingertips toward the ground. Keep your knees a little soft there. Inhale, you pull the fingertips up. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale, pulling up. Exhale, releasing down. One more time. Inhale, we're pulling up. Right rib toward left rib. Exhale, releasing down. Now bend your right knee, swing the left heel over the toes, and let's take a big step back into a plank position. If plank's too much, you can take tabletop position. Good. Let's just check out a couple. Okay. Tomorrow's your birthday. Happy birthday, Joshua. King to bag, you comment on my stuff all the time. Keep it appropriate, people. Okay, so we're going to lift up your lower belly in plank pose, and let's soften the knees almost all the way down, and then sweep up into downward dog. Just a couple breaths there, lifting your lower back high. Inhale through your nose, let's exhale it out your mouth. Now come back forward to plank. Now we're going to work on lowering down through chaturanga. One of the keys for chaturanga is lifting your hips forward, spreading your chest, and as you lower down, your elbows are going to be right over the wrists. You come all the way down onto your belly. Take your feet flat, and you can find Cobra pose, or pressing the arms straight, rooting through the tops of the feet, you find upward facing dog, and you look up. And then exhale again into downward dog. One breath there. Inhaling, and then exhaling, make your way down into tabletop. So we're gonna do that whole same sequence on the other side. Let's come on up. Before we do the sequence on the other side, let's just do a few swings of your arms. You can do this even if you're not really practicing along. You could do this even sitting on the edge of your couch or wherever you're hanging out, and just breathing deeply and getting the prana flowing through your upper body, cleansing out your lymph system. It's really good for vitality. And we're gonna go forward and back, and forward and back. And we're breathing there. Good. Nice. And go ahead and take your hands to your hips. Take a big step forward now with your left foot. So we're gonna do that same whole sequence on the other side. Starting with this lunge. Your back toes are tucked under, and you're letting your pelvis sink down and forward. Good. And relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your upper body, and then release your hands to frame that front foot. Now send your hips back and curl your left toes toward your face. So we're coming to that half split. It's Ardha Hanumanasana. We're gonna feel that left femur bone plugging into the hip, and it's totally fine just to stay upright. Now on your inhale, glide forward. You can gaze up. Then on your exhale, we're gonna pull the left toes back and maybe fold forehead toward the left shin. Let's inhale, glide through. And then exhale, draw back, belly in. And one more inhale, looking up. And exhale, drawing back. Now we'll come forward and take your left foot toward the outside edge of your mat. Take your left arm on the inside of the knee. We're gonna take the top of the right foot flat, and we're gonna hang out here in lizard lunge. So this is a great posture. Lizard lunge is a wonderful posture to open up your inner thigh psoas, to support open hips, and a nice pain-free lower back. Good, so let your right hip point drop. How many years have I been doing Cobra pose? I've been practicing yoga for over 20 years, and I've been teaching for 15 years. So take your right hand a little wider toward the outside edge of the mat. We're gonna turn right rib toward left rib. And I don't know if you guys know or not, but I have 4 children, 4 kids, and yoga is just really a game changer in my life in many ways. So I hope you'll practice with me. So we're coming into this twist. Right hip is dropping, left hand's coming onto your back, or you can extend your left fingertips up. Don't overdo. We never want to overdo. We always want to stay connected to the breath. Let's inhale into the belly, and then exhale. Take that left hand down on the inside of the knee. Let's come up to tented fingers. Tuck your right toes, lift that right thigh. We're gonna spin that outer right heel down. It's about heel to heel alignment. We're gonna come into that triangle pose now. So you can have your left hand on top of the foot. I sort of like that vantage point because it helps you get length through your left rib cage, or you could have your hand on your ankle or a yoga block. And then we're gonna turn left rib toward right rib, right fingertips toward the sky. If that's too much on your shoulder, keep your right hand on your hip. That's totally fine as well. Triangle pose. We have the four corners of both feet connecting. We're inhaling to look up at the hand in the air. Now when you exhale, take that right hand down toward the mat. And let's do that a couple times. Inhale, open, look up, exhale, right hand down. Follow that hand with your gaze. Inhale, peel it up. Exhale, down. Inhale, pull it up. Exhale, down. Good. Inhale, pull it up. Exhale, bend your left knee, swing your right heel over the toes, plant your palms. You have to lift your hips a little bit. We're gonna step back into plank pose. And hold in plank pose. You can go back to downward dog. And I just wanna check out some of your comments. Don't ask for my phone number. Don't appreciate that. Yoga only, please. Good. So if you're just joining me, we're in downward facing dog and we're taking a yoga practice today. So in downward dog, we want hands about shoulder width distance apart and feet about hip width distance apart. Lifting your lower back. And then let's come forward into plank. Bring your knees down and then hug your elbows in, come all the way onto your belly. Now let's take a Cobra pose. Again, hands are gonna be under the elbows. Lift up into a little Cobra. Squeeze those shoulder blades on your back. And then we'll lower down. Then I wanna do a locust pose. So you're gonna sweep your arms straight back, thumbs down. Root down through the hips. Inhale, lift up. And if you can interlace the fingers. Track your knuckles back. Option 3, you can bend your knees, reach around for the tops of your feet. Kick the feet into the hands, hands into the feet, and we're breathing there. Big full inhale breath. Exhale, gently release. And with the feet flat, take your palms under the elbows and we're pressing up into a tabletop and then through a child's pose again. In this child's pose, let's have tented fingers and lift your belly, step your right foot through right between the hands. And we're gonna tuck the left toes, lift that left thigh, spin your left heel down and we'll come on up to warrior 2. So in warrior 2, again, it's heel to heel alignment. The right knee is wrapping over the toes so that the right knee doesn't collapse in. We always want to make sure that we're pulling that right knee open for warrior 2. And then arms to a T, you're gazing over the right fingertips. Take your left hand to your left thigh, swing your right arm up and over. Big full inhale, looking up. Exhale, it's a slow cartwheel. Release your hands to frame your front foot. Swing your left heel over the toes, step back to plank. Now you can go right to downward dog or lower through your vinyasa, chaturanga. So we're gonna find downward dog. Couple breaths there. Welcome to the live stream. If you're joining me, I really appreciate it. We're practicing yoga today, so you can grab your mat or you could simply just tune into some of the cues and visualize yourself moving. So meet me in downward dog. We'll make our way forward, bring your knees down, come back again into your child's pose with toes tucked. Tented fingers, step your left foot through. Left knee is over the heel. Lift your right thigh. Spin your right heel down, and we're gonna come up into warrior 2, gazing over the left fingertips. So we wanna tone the ribs in toward the center midline. And we're finding a sense of strength and ease in your warrior 2. Good. We're anchoring through the outside edge of your right foot. Turn your left palm up, reverse warrior, right hand to right thigh, left arm sweeps up and over. Inhale, exhale a slow cartwheel. Release your hands to frame your front foot. Swing your right heel over the toes. Plant your palms, step back to plank. Now again, you can go back to downward dog, or you can lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, one last downward dog. Inhaling. Exhaling, we're gonna make our way to tabletop, cross your ankles, sit behind your heels, and let's take the seated portion of our practice today. So if you're just joining me, I hope you'll consider grabbing your mat and taking a little yoga practice. Let's extend the heels out straight. So we're gonna find Paschimottanasana, a very common yoga forward fold. Take your fingertips on the outside edges of your hips. We're gonna lift up and roll forward. And begin to bring your belly toward the thighs and reach for your toes. Good. I really appreciate keeping the comments very respectable. And if you're not interested in practicing today, we can move along. So we're gonna spread the chest toward the feet and then fold. Let the chin tuck toward your body. And let's take this option of bringing our elbows toward the shins. It's okay if you can't get your feet. Just take any amount of fold and breathe into your back body and find a sense of ease in that effort. And then we'll drop the tail and come on up. Bring your right foot onto the ground. Open your right knee. Your right foot is now on your inner left thigh. Then we're gonna turn, walk the hands around onto your mat. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, drop your left sitting bone and swipe your right hand around. You're gonna reach your right hand for the outside edge of your left foot, ankle, or shin, and spread your chest. Good. Good. And then we're gonna bring the forehead toward that left shin. Inhale, space through the right body, deep into the right lower back. Exhale, let's sit on up. And we're gonna bring that left foot onto the ground. So that right knee continues to fall open. Interlace your hands on the sole of your left foot. And you can lift your left heel. This is a fine place to stay. You may be able to lift your heel a little more, plugging that left thigh right into the hip. Heron pose. I hope if you're joining me, you consider practicing and have some patience if you hear any thumping overhead of the children running around. So we're gonna bring the forehead toward the shin and possibly rest there for a moment. Inhaling through the back body. Exhale, let's bring that left foot down to the Inhale, expand that belly. Exhale, pull the belly in toward the spine. So we're taking this spinal twist, promoting that mobility through the spinal column, and gently squeezing your left knee into the upper arm. And let's come on back to center. Bring your knees in, lift your feet, flex, palms facing up. Then uncross, slide your feet out. We're gonna reach for the toes again. Spread your chest. Let's inhale, lift up through the heart, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up, lengthen, look toward the sky. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, let's lift up. Take your left foot on the ground and open your left knee. So your left foot's on your inner right thigh. Then we're gonna turn, walk your hands around and look over your left shoulder. So you're turning your right hip toward your left hip, your right rib toward your left rib, and looking over to the left. And we'll inhale, and we'll exhale. Come on back to center. We're gonna take that right foot on the ground again. Right foot on the ground. Then take your hands, interlace your awkward non-habitual finger right underneath the sole of your right foot, and then lift up your heel. That's a fine place to stay, and you can kind of work that right knee toward the underarm. And that's a fine place to be. If you're able to extend that right heel up a little bit, open your elbows and let your forehead come toward the shin. That's another option. So we're breathing there. Heron pose, drop that right sitting bone down. One more inhale. Exhale, release your right foot. Now we'll do the twist, right arm on the inside of the knee, Gyan Mudra, which is right first finger and thumb touching. So Gyan Mudra is a nice gesture of focus and concentration. And let's use our right arm to turn the torso and look to the left. Twisting the spine gently, each little vertebrae of the spine turning, and we're looking to the left, and we're inhaling, and we're exhaling, coming back to center. We're gonna cross the ankles now. Lift your feet, thumbs up, and then uncross. Take your forearms on top of your knees, lift your knees up into your forearms so you get a little core strength. Then take your arms on the inside of the knees, take your two-piece fingers, hook them on the toes. Sit up really tall and you can lift your heels a little bit. Maybe you can lift them a little more and balance. Don't overdo. It's Savasana. One more inhale. Exhale, open the knees, soles of feet together, and start to fold gently forward. Little bit. You don't have to force. Finding some breath there. Good. And then dropping the tail, let's come on up. Bring your knees in, bring your feet on the ground. Take your hands back behind you. Fingertips are pointing toward your heels. Bring your shoulder blades together. I'm just gonna lift up the hips a little bit and then bring them down. And then walk your feet forward. Lift your hips and then bring them down. One more time. Lift your hips and then bring them down. Take your feet mat width. We'll do a couple windshield wipers, side to side, massaging out through your lower back. And then cross either ankle on top and sit for a moment, sitting right at the top of your mat. Close your eyes for a moment and align your nose right over your belly button. Find the space of your breath. The eyes are soft. Remember your intention for practice today. Rub your hands together, generate some warmth. Good. Take your right hand on your chest, take your left hand on your belly, and let's take a breathing exercise. We're going to take a pranayama practice. So right hand is on chest, left hand is on the belly. When you inhale, feel the breath expanding right up into your right hand. And then when you exhale, feel the belly pulling in toward the spine. And then let's change that direction of the breath. When you inhale through the nose, feel the belly expand into your left hand. So expand your belly when you inhale. And then when you exhale, feel that chest, that right hand descending downward. So let's inhale, expand the belly right into your left hand and feel that breath travel up, belly, ribs, chest. And then exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Let's do that a few times. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly, all the way out. And exhaling all the way down through the tail. Shake your hands a little bit like you're flicking water off your hands. Good. And then I want to come into Savasana. So we're going to make our way onto the back. So go ahead and come down onto your back. So before we find Savasana, let's hug that right knee in, give it a little squeeze, and then release your right foot down. Hug your left knee in, give it a little squeeze, and then release that left foot down. Take your hands on your ribs or on your belly. Bring your feet mat width distance and let your knees knock in to touch. And then let your head fall side to side. So I highly recommend anytime you feel stressed to come down on your back and lay on the back. And take this time to find a moment to close your eyes and let all the movement you did in your practice integrate and settle. So even if you're just joining me on the live stream and you want a moment to rest and let your stress dissolve, you can find a place to just lay on the ground and let the floor support you. Relax your eyes, relax your jaw, relax the center of the chest. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do right now, just to allow as much softness as you can. And we're inviting compassion for exactly where you're at today, compassion for yourself. Every inhale is an opportunity to invite whatever you need, gratitude, joy, contentment. And every exhale is an opportunity to let go and release stress, anxiety, anything at all you want to release away right now. Let everything be. And let's start to windshield wiper the knees from side to side. We're going to gently windshield wiper the knees. And let's extend the legs out. Reach your arms overhead. Take a big full resetting stretch like you're hitting the restart button. And then hug your knees in toward your chest. So finding yourself in an upright seat with hands at heart center. Thanking yourself for showing up today. Thanking yourself for taking time on your mat. And I wish you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and trust on the journey. Namaste. Thanks for joining me. I hope some actual folks doing yoga are on here and not just like weird creepers. But I really love to practice, and it's great to offer these practices. So I hope you'll join me again for another live stream. I'll probably do one on Sunday. And thanks for being a part of my channel. See you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye. I don't think I made it quite an hour, but I think I only made it like 40 minutes or so, but maybe even less. Anyway, take care. Bye-bye. See you next time.